You want that there spilled on us or what?
A 6'4" guard, Luis Jimenez. A 6-foot guard, Sam Shepard. A 6'9" center, Carl Herrera. A 6'6" center, Armando Palacios.
This is what they're trying to accomplish for that.
Guard, Gabriel Estrada.
Bird is out for sure.
A 6'3" guard, Ivan Olivares. And a 6'7" center, Alexander Nelcha. Venezuela. Now for the United States of America. The assistant coaches are Peter Carissimo, Clint Krzyzewski, and Lenny Wilkin. The head coach of the United States team is Chuck Daly. Introducing the
All right, give me about 6 seconds on the wide shot, though, just to establish. All right, and then players come on the court. All right. Well, I have 15 at least altogether at the top. At least, okay, that's fine. We'll be back with the title game in a moment. Yeah.
A 6'9" forward, Larry Bird. A 6'7" forward, Scotty Pippen.
Yeah, okay.
A 6'6" guard, Michael Jordan. A 6'7" guard, Clyde.
The United States has enjoyed the richest of basketball history and a record of unsurpassed world dominance until recently. It has been loss after loss for U.S. basketball at these tournaments, and what was once a golden tradition has paled into something less brilliant. But this year, America has assembled the dream team, and these 12 men are determined to bring basketball supremacy back to the United States.
Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's go. Let's go, man.
They have gone about their task with a flair rarely seen in sports, dazzling all who have crossed their path, even themselves. Magic with the pass that misfired. Jordan with the save. Here's Bird. Yes.
The zoning will be working.
This collection of superstars has been unselfishly magnificent.
Come on, let's go, MJ.
Jordan off the fake. Jordan with a spectacular move. They have been totally dominating, but along with all their style, the U.S. team has shown its substance at this tournament. And with a victory today, they will begin to atone for 5 years of desperation, proving once again that America's place is secure in international basketball. Today, the Americas. Tomorrow, the world. We welcome you to the championship game of the Tournament of the Americas from Portland, Oregon. I'm Marv Albert along with Mike Fratello and Quinn Buckner. It's Game 6 of the competition for the United States men's Olympic basketball team. They've been treated like rock stars here in Portland. The Dream Team overwhelming all opposition. And we'll be back with the title game in just a moment.
Okay. Right, right.
Where are you sitting? By the far side?
The what? Oh, right, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Who's starting for them?
Olivares, Shepard.
Olivares is the two guard, basically. Right? He's the two guard.
Yeah. Okay, the AT&T, right. So we'll get that in early.
You're gonna call him Ivan?
Ivan Olivares.
He's the
He's
two
been
guard.
averaging 18 points first 5 games.
He's the two guard, right?
Yeah. Yes. Estaba.
Estaba.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, really? Do we need our jackets?
You're gonna call it?
Out of the starting line, she may do it. You want me to hit that first point? Mike, you want me to, we need a one-liner though, right? What do we talk about? You want me to hit that first point about the dazzling display?
Me?
I can do that. Once again, they figured it. I'll just do that first point.
The faces of the game. Today's starting lineups brought to you by Schick.
And these are the starters for Venezuela. Sam Shepard, a product of Delaware State. Ivan Olivares back from the injury list. He's averaging 18 points per game. Up front, Alexander Nelcher, Gabriel Estaba, who had a big one against Brazil in the upset here on Friday. And from the Houston Rockets, Carl Herrera, the 6'9" center. That's the coach of Venezuela, Julio Toro, his second year as head man of Venezuela's national team. For the United States, Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan open in the backcourt. Chuck Daly has been doing a lot of shuffling to see that his people get the minutes. Karl Malone and now Chris Mullin in the starting lineup for this afternoon's game. And David Robinson is the starting center. And the coaching staff for the U.S. Spearheaded by Chuck Daly, his assistants Lenny Wilkins, Mike Krzyzewski, the man who's taken Duke to 2 straight NCAA championships the last 2 years, and P.J. Carlissimo by way of Seton Hall. And Mike, once again, the U.S. team figures to dramatically overwhelm the opposition. In effect, today should be a coronation, a conclusion to what has been a dazzling display of basketball for the U.S. Olympic team.
Well, obviously there was a lot of thought given by the selection committee when they put this U.S. team together, wanting to have a team that was very flexible and that had a tremendous amount of depth. Chuck Daly's gone with 4 different starting lineups. He changes at halftime. It comes out the second half many times with a different unit. So I think all those things they wanted, they've gotten.
The United States in its last outing on Friday night defeated Puerto Rico 119-81 in the semifinals, led by Scottie Pippen, who was one shy of a triple-double. Karl Malone, 8 for 11, 22 points. While Venezuela pulled off a major surprise on Friday in the semis by defeating Brazil 100-91. In their earlier meeting, Brazil defeated Venezuela by 47 points. Venezuela ran off 18 unanswered down the stretch, Brazil missing 16 straight shots. Even the celebrated Oscar Schmidt went cold. However, Oscar came back this afternoon in the consolation game. He had 27 points. Brazil defeating Puerto Rico 93-91. Chris Mullin has been on fire throughout the tournament. In fact, the entire squad has been on fire. They've shot 63% as a team.
Well, with the tremendous ball movement that they've had in the spacing, the perimeter game, and inside game, every shot seems to be a high percentage shot. Even the three-pointers, the guys are wide open, uncontested.
Costas Rigas of Greece, Juan Figueroa of Puerto Rico are the officials as the United States controls the opening tip. Mullin is being guarded by Estaba. And here's Malone.
Venezuela starting out in a zone. The U.S. few passes, find an open man for basically another layup.
And this is Shepard, rebounded by Malone, getting the inside position on Alexander Nelcha. And that bullet from Magic Johnson goes astray.
In talking to the players from the Venezuelan team, they understand that there will be very, very few fast breaks as far as they're concerned. Now, what the United States want to do, on the other hand, that's their problem. U.S. trying to push the ball back at them at every opportunity.
Robinson nearly picked it off, but he stepped out. For those of you following the proceedings at Wimbledon, that is the update still in progress in the men's doubles final. They are in the 5th set. And once again, Venezuela will throw it in. Sam Shepard, captain of the Venezuelan national team. He's been a professional in Venezuela the last 18 years. Shepard with the reverse, rebounded by Nelcha, blocked by Robinson. Magic Johnson for Karl Malone. The U.S. with a 4-0 lead. Light pressure being shown by the United States as Carl Herrera handled the ball and then got trapped. Malone with the open shot. Rebounded by Herrera.
You can see that the thought process for the U.S. team is to swing the basketball, look for open people, and they're almost hesitant to shoot wide open 12 to 15-foot jumpers if it happens to be one that comes after only one pass.
Estaba with a 3-point air ball. Gabriel Estaba played a year at South Alabama. He was in the camp of the Charlotte Hornets. As you look at that block that lands in the hand of Michael Jordan. United States with a 4-0 lead. Magic Johnson not able to save it. Steps the end line. Nelcha not able to hold on.
I had mentioned earlier that Chuck Daly and his staff have changed starting lineups on 4 different occasions. This particular starting lineup is one that they've used now for the 3rd time in the tournament.
Good box out by Nelcha. Herrera and Robinson off the rebound. It is a 4-on-2. Malone making it 6-0 for the United States. And Julio Toro of Venezuela looks to talk it over. Timeout taken.
Ladies and gentlemen, USA Basketball would like to thank the following official sponsors for their support.
Yeah.
What's inside?
Okay, I think, yeah. We're,
Okay.
No, I was just going to say about the rules thing, because he's used up one of his timeouts already now, this half mark. That's very unusual they ever take one this early, but they're like one pass shot. Last thing he wants him to do if you want to get into that.
Yeah. After I do this, get into the early timeout. I'll do that. So this is first United States, right? All right. So I need the same type of timing you gave me before with this. All right. We're fine. That worked. The on-camera work. That was good. Got that pointed.
Makers of Slim Twin and Pixel Razors. And Visa. It's everywhere you want it.
Recapping what has taken place over the past week here at the Tournament of Americas, the United States has won 5 out of 5. to advance to this championship game. Victories over Cuba by 79 points. They knock off Canada, Panama by 60, Argentina, and Puerto Rico, while Venezuela has surprised by making it to the final game. Upsets over Canada, Friday night over Brazil, a team they lost to by 47 points earlier in the week. So Venezuela has won 4 of its 6 games.
Not a bad turnaround for the coaching staff. A 58-point differential. Lose by 47, win by 11.
That was an unusual early timeout taken a moment ago by Venezuela.
Because you only get 2 timeouts per half. So the fact that you would use one up after 2 minutes and 15 seconds, Coach Thorough not happy with the shot selection after only 1 pass each time.
And Malone extends to an 8-0 lead. Venezuela is 0 for the first 3 minutes. They have missed on their first 7 field goal attempts. Malone with all 8 U.S. points.
Just a moment ago, the awesome attack, the transition game, and the big people for the U.S. team that run the floor so well. Karl Malone, David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, big people that get down for easy scores.
Magic Johnson called for that foul. Off the head fake, a strip by Jordan. Venezuela able to get back, but Magic Johnson threw the foul. He tried to split through, and he was stopped by Herrera.
Well, so much of the U.S. offense has come from their defense, their ability to intercept, get in passing lanes, strip people, or block shots, and then their transition game at its very best, producing so many easy scores this week.
So Magic Johnson line for a couple. The NBA's all-time leader in assists. He has looked very sharp right throughout the weekend, has indicated that he is looking to play at least a partial schedule next season for the Los Angeles Lakers.
It's just so hard for me to believe that he will not be back in uniform again next season for the Lakers. This is what this man lives for, the game of basketball. He sees himself out here competing at the same level he was at before he took the season off. So why not go back and play, providing that health-wise it's okay by the doctors.
Nelcha missing on the stuff. Here's Magic, and he was hacked. Fouled by Olivares.
What's happening right now to the Venezuelan team is they're paying so much attention to the perimeter shooters of the United States, Chris Mullin and Michael Jordan, that it's opening up the lane for Magic. In other games, Magic has dribble penetrated. The defenses have collapsed, taken away the lane. He just kicks it out to our players spotting up behind three-point lines. However, this game, the lane is opening, Magic's taking advantage.
And you see the impressive stat line over the years, 13 seasons in the NBA for Magic Johnson. The United States 11 and Venezuela nothing. Venezuela 0 for its first 8. Shepard guarded by Johnson. Estaba met by Malone on a switch. And Venezuela forced into the bad shot. Here's Magic to the hook, and that will count. It's a goal. Make it 13-0 for the United States.
Well, Magic reads it so well. He's got the lane, now the opportunity for the lefty hook on the way down. Goaltend, good call.
4 minutes gone by in the first half. Nelcha. Venezuela is 0 for 10. Malone from Jordan. Here's Robinson. And the United States pitching a shutout, 15-zip. Shepard for 3. So Shepard able to connect. Now they say a 2-pointer. The United States with a 15-2 lead. 5 minutes gone by in this first half. Mullen not able to hit. And it will be Venezuela ball. Now let's rejoin Dick Enberg at Wimbledon.
His first, second team foul. Traveling. Magic Johnson. Ivan Olivares. Olivares con Estaba.
All right, Dick, and as you see, the United States with a now 20-9 lead. While we were away, Chris Mullen did hit a three-pointer, but Venezuela finally, after having the shooting difficulties, able to get on the scoring column. After missing their first 10, they've hit their last 4 field goal attempts. Michael Jordan slicing through, and it's rebounded by Alexander Nelcher. Shepard lofts one down. Olivares with the attempted save, but Magic able to retrieve. 6.5 gone by in the first half. Magic Johnson with a strong move. 22-9 for the United States. So Magic with 7 points. Malone leading the way with 8. Olivares has 4 for Venezuela. Sam Shepard handling the ball, a 39-year-old point guard who played at Delaware State, born in North Carolina, now lives in Philadelphia, but has been a professional in Venezuela the last 18 years. That's a 3-point attempt by Herrera.
Shepard, a legend in the country, was telling us after their last game that before he got there, they had problems getting the ball up the floor during international competition. There just were no point guards in the country.
Able to follow for a 24-9 United States lead. In Venezuela, they call Shepard the Magician, although he's a bit shy about having that nickname tossed around in this setting, in particular with a fellow by the name of Magic Johnson guarding Sam the Magician Shepard. Nice pass. The reverse by Olivares, rejected by Robinson. Olivares on a recovery. This is Shepard with it. Knocked away by Magic. And the United States calls for a timeout. 8 minutes gone by in the first half. Quinn.
Yes.
Oh, yes, Quinn.
Yes,
Yeah.
Quinn.
Okay.
A member of the greatest high school team.
Yeah, sure.
So I'll lead to him, right? I'll say, yeah, with pleasure.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
They missed their first 10.
Yes.
Okay, then hit 4.
Audio. This is Quinn. This is
Then hit
Quinn.
4.
Excuse me. How are you?
Gotta get some of this stuff in there.
Yes.
Talked to Chuck about John Stockton. We had a meeting with Stockton
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
today, and probably won't be able to go the 15th, but by the 28th.
We're gonna play that
It's
song.
going to be too late to do that.
It's a, yes. Okay, so first Quinn, I'll go to Quinn. Yeah. Okay.
You want to make a note later if you want to get into
Back in Portland, joining us on the sidelines today, one-time Olympian, a member of the 1976 U.S. gold medal winning team in Montreal, Quinn Buckner. Here's Quinn.
Thanks, Marv. I've been talking to the guys, and they're excited about a couple things. They've been playing well. They know that they're ready to go to the Olympics. But most importantly, at this point, after 2 weeks of playing in the game, they're just ready to go home. And I think it's good that they go home, get a break from each other, but they're ready to go for the goal. Let's go back to Marv and Mike.
Hartquin. Yes, there will be a hiatus before they head to Monte Carlo on the way to Barcelona. Patrick Ewing and Clyde Drexler, Charles Barkley, and Scottie Pippen have all checked in. The crowd reacting to the entrance of the hometown favorite, Clyde Drexler of the Portland Trailblazers. So only Michael Jordan remains from the starting unit. Barkley and Drexler gets it back out.
And with the injury of Stockton, Michael Jordan now becomes your backup point guard to Magic Johnson. Nice problem to have.
Clyde Drexler extends to a 27-9 United States lead. Rustin Gonzalez has checked in for the first time for Venezuela. And a reach-in foul has been called on Drexler. We're talking about the schedule of the U.S. men's Olympic team. Training camp beginning back on the 20th of June in La Jolla, California. Then this tournament, they move on to pick up training at Monte Carlo on the 18th. And then make their way to Barcelona. Barkley able to rip it down. Now Jordan finding Ewing. And Pippen's pass broken up, comes back to Ewing. Yes, Patrick Ewing, who has the excellent outside touch, giving the United States a 29-9 lead.
You mentioned Monte Carlo. In Monte Carlo, at the end of those few days of practice together, they will play one more exhibition game against France and then move on to Barcelona.
Jordan for Ewing.